You've probably heard the myth that we only use 10% of our brain. It's a fascinating idea, right? The thought that 90% of our potential is just sitting there, untapped. What if we could unlock it all? What if we could use 100% of our brain? Would we become super intelligent beings, capable of bending reality with our minds? Or would we unlock something far more dangerous? Let's dive into this mind-bending hypothetical. First, let's get the science straight. The whole 10% of the brain thing is, well, a myth. Neurologists, using modern imaging techniques like fMRI and PET scans, have shown that we use virtually every part of our brain, just not all at once. Different tasks activate different regions. Even when you're just resting, your brain is humming with activity, managing your breathing, heart rate, and memories. So, the premise itself is flawed. But, this is a what-if scenario. So, let's throw the rulebook out the window and imagine a world where this is possible. Let's say a breakthrough, maybe a new drug or a genetic mutation, suddenly allows us to access all our neural pathways simultaneously. The moment it happens, the world would go silent, not because sound has stopped, but because your brain is suddenly processing every single sensory input with equal importance. The hum of the refrigerator, the feeling of your clothes on your skin, the subtle scent of dust in the air, the memory of your first pet, all floods your consciousness at once. It would be overwhelming, a sensory tsunami. Most people would likely be catatonic, unable to filter the sheer volume of information. Our brains have evolved to filter out background noise for a reason, to help us focus and survive. Without those filters, the world becomes an unbearable storm of data. But let's assume some individuals could withstand this initial shock. What would happen next? Their cognitive abilities would skyrocket. Imagine solving complex quantum physics problems in your head while composing a symphony and simultaneously reliving every moment of your life in perfect detail. Your memory would be flawless, a perfect eidetic recall of everything you've ever seen, heard, or read. Learning would become instantaneous. You could master a new language just by listening to it for a few minutes, or become a grandmaster in chess after watching a single game. This new level of intelligence would reshape society overnight. We'd solve climate change, cure all diseases, and probably figure out interstellar travel within weeks. Our understanding of the universe would leap forward by millennia. We could perceive dimensions beyond our current three, understand the true nature of time, and maybe even communicate without speaking, using a form of direct telepathy. This isn't just about being smarter. It's a fundamental shift in the nature of consciousness itself. With this incredible processing power comes control. I'm talking about precise, voluntary control over every single cell in your body. You could regulate your heartbeat, speed up healing, control your metabolism to never gain weight, and even fight off diseases by consciously directing your immune system. You could enhance your physical abilities, running faster and jumping higher by optimizing every muscle fiber's contraction. You'd essentially become a superhuman, a master of your own biological vessel. But let's not get too carried away with the utopian vision. There's a dark side to this immense power. Think about the energy requirements. The brain already consumes about 20% of our body as energy, while only making up 2% of our weight. A brain operating at 100% capacity all the time would need an astronomical amount of calories. We'd have to eat constantly, maybe even evolve a new, more efficient way of absorbing energy. Our bodies would generate an immense amount of heat. potentially risking literal brain meltdown if not managed. This could lead to dangerous biological mutations as our bodies desperately try to adapt to this new supercharged organ. And what about emotions? With every memory and sensation heightened, our emotional responses would be amplified to an unimaginable degree. A moment of sadness could become a bottomless pit of despair. A flash of anger could become an uncontrollable, destructive rage. Empathy could become a crippling burden as you feel the pain of everyone around you as if it were your own. These super-intelligent beings might become emotionally unstable, their immense intellect forever at war with their supercharged feelings. This could lead to a fractured society. Imagine the chasm between the enhanced who have unlocked their brains and a regular human. We'd be like ants to them. How would they view us? As equals, as pets, or as obstacles? The potential for conflict would be immense. An entity with 100% brain usage could manipulate global markets, control information, and even influence people's thoughts on a massive scale. They could become benevolent gods or terrifying tyrants. Power, especially mental power on this scale, could corrupt absolutely. Perhaps the most profound change would be to our sense of self. With access to every memory, every subconscious thought, every stray impulse, who would you be? The clear line between conscious thought and the subconscious would dissolve. You might become a being of pure, unfiltered consciousness, losing your individual personality in a sea of raw data. You might lose the very thing that makes you human. This expanded consciousness could be a gateway to a higher state of being, or it could be a one-way ticket to madness, a state of being so alien that it's no longer recognizable as human life. So, what would happen if we used 100% of our brain? The answer is complex. It's a journey into the unknown with the potential for both utopia and dystopia. We might become gods, masters of our own universe, capable of solving all of humanity's problems. Or we could become monsters, consumed by our own power, or lose ourselves entirely in the infinite corridors of our own minds. It's a powerful reminder that maybe, just maybe, our limitations are what keep us safe. Maybe they're what keep us human. The 10% myth is a testament to our fascination with human potential. While we already use our whole brain, the idea of unlocking more of it pushes us to think about what we could become. It's a fun thought experiment, but it also highlights the incredible complexity and power of the 3-pound universe sitting inside our skulls. What do you think? Would you take the leap and unlock your full brain potential? If you could, let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more journeys into the what if.